Hey guys, look what I got. I went and picked it up at GCM Racing, and man, I do love these rims. They're the deep dish and 3D printed drifting tires. This thing is going to be so sweet once I hit the road with it. And I'm probably going to use it this Saturday at a friend's house across the river. We'll see if he does let people in his house as long as we keep away from 3 feet or 6 feet from each other. We should be good, but I'll ask. If I can't, well, we'll do it in 3 or 4 weeks. So with us tonight, we have a bunch of people already with us. Let me cancel this and go over here. We have John Martin with us, Green Frog RC, Richie, and Trail Critter RC, and Brad. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi.
Hey Jake.
Yeah, it's going.
Everybody's secluded in their house in quarantine. Hope everybody's feeling well, and let's have a good chat. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, I mean, we're under this shelter in place in the Bay Area, which is like 8 million people, and basically you can only you should only leave your house to either pick up groceries, pick up pharmacy, and that's it.
Oh, yeah.
On that, you know, it's limited down. And I think the whole damn country, if not the whole damn world, should be under that thing. I mean, it's in these people. There's news I look at the bbc.com website, not because I'm British, but because it's one of the BBC has actually got more reporters around the globe than any other news agency, American or otherwise, on there. And they were saying, oh, like the shops in London are like empty, you know, there's nothing on the shelves, but the bars are heaving with people. Are you crazy people?
Yeah.
You know, I just stay away. Just like save money. You know, you can have a beer when this is over. Just crazy.
Toilet paper.
We hear about coronavirus all week and all month almost now, and we're hearing this from day to day. So tonight, guys, let's try to be quiet on that and just have fun and talk about radio control cars. That's what we're here for.
I just wanted to ask you one thing, Frank. How is Trudeau's wife? Is she fine?
How is what?
Trudeau's wife.
Trudeau's wife? Nobody knows. They didn't mention. I know that she does have it, and I know she's sick, but she's young, and that's what she's got going for her. So they haven't mentioned her.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, just a last thing on this tank. I would say, Brad, the Chinese version of CDC says 80.9% of the people will only have mild symptoms of this. It's everybody thinks, oh, you got it, you die. That's not the case at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, people on the panel here, what do you think of the new truck that came out from Axial today, the SCX10 III? What are your plus and what are your minus? John Martin, what do you have to say about it?
Well, I just watched one of the videos before we got on in. It looks pretty decent to me, but like Green Frog mentioned, I could see somebody accidentally being in second gear and popping the dig and blowing transmission or something out of it. That'd probably be a big no-no to do with it and breaking point.
Yes, that's true.
It'd be cool to kick a donut that way. It'd be cool to kick a donut with a crawler doing that though one time.
Kick it.
Drifted it? Try to drift it like that?
It's like hitting the brake. It's like slamming the emergency brake.
Yeah, one time only.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks pretty good. Lots of hop ups. Looks like a bunch of Capra influences.
Mm-hmm.
With the portals and the links and.
Cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Richie, did you look at it today?
No, I literally have been like driving around and dealing with this virus thing all day and stuff. So I'm aware there's a new truck come out, Dig, 2-speed gearbox.
Yeah, 2-speed transmission.
Like a Traxxas TRX4, but on speed, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
On there. But so tell me about it, guys, because I don't want to stall the internet any more than I'm doing.
No, all good.
By running YouTube in the background, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Trail Critter RC, what did you find like about it and not liked about it?
I actually stayed up till 3 in the morning to watch it. So
Oh no, that is the one thing I would say, guys. I saw Tony from like CCXLC Conspiracy saying, I'm staying up till 3 in the morning to watch it. I'm like, what the hell's that about?
Yeah.
Like
Tony and I did it. I like it. I think they're going after Traxxas with it. What I don't like about it, I don't know. I haven't. I guess I gotta watch some more to see.
I guess what everybody does not like about it is that Jeep body.
Yeah,
Everybody's sick and tired of having Jeeps.
yeah. There's got to be something else they could put on that.
My only gut feel on it is the timing. I'm pretty sure Traxxas have an absolute bomb to drop on the RC car market, but I've had the sense not to do it right now. And
Cool.
so it's all good with that still coming out with it now. Running, okay, we order it right now. Who's going to deliver it? It's the timing, mate. Is no disrespect to Axel, is nonsense. Announce it now and say this will be available in 6 weeks to pre-order or something like that. But the timing's bad. Sorry.
Brad, what did you think about it? Did you see some videos of it?
Yes, I did, and I saw SCB talking about it. You know, the other friend in Canada, Scale Model guy.
Scale Builders Guild, yeah.
Yeah,
This video was pretty good. It was good and detailed, and it shows a lot of good stuff.
I like that it's. I know to me, you know, $300 is a lot of money, but it comes with 3 extra things on it, and I guess that's a good price for 3 new extra things on it.
Cool. Your audio is really crapping out. Really not good. I'm having a hard time listening to you.
Oh, Tank, is this just so I'm looking on the Excel site in the corner of the screen on it. This is just the kit form to start with?
Yeah.
For now, yes, it is just a kit for now. So let's go to the website, which might kick your thing out that you're looking.
No, I'm good. I just didn't want to draw too much bandwidth on the. I've got a stupid like 1 terabyte link normally, but even that's struggling. So
Axial actually came out with it on their website not too long ago, because I went this morning and it was not there, and is there now, so which is good. First place that it actually showed up is actually on Horizon Hobby, and you can see the price US for the kit is $369.99. So that's what we're going to start with, is talking about the price, because a lot of people, that's the first thing they ask, what's the price?
Yeah. So you're going to be looking at dropping for like a good, well, not necessarily a good radio. I don't necessarily think a great radio is vital with crawlers. I think more is the ESC and a good motor, personally.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you need.
Dump a $30 radio on this thing. I would rather spend $80 on the radio and spend $100 on the motor and the ESC.
Because you can't put a cheap radio, because you need at least 4-channel receiver, unless you get the cheap Japanese one or a Fly Sky radio.
Oh, bang! The love of my life. The what's it? Dumbo RC 6-channel.
Okay.
$30 from Banggood, and that's got all the switches, all the bells, all the whistles on there. That would tick a lot of. Actually, that thing would fit pretty well with that, I would say.
So to complete the kit, you do need a transmitter, you do need a receiver, you do need a steering servo, and you need 2 micro servos for the dig and for the 2-speed. But the kit actually comes with little lockers that you can actually lock them into the dig not on or the 1-speed. So you don't need the micro servers if you don't want them.
I was just going to say, ironically, the Traxxas, the micro servos for the TRX4 and the TRX6 are about double the price of the normal servos. Those small servos are incredibly expensive compared to normal ones.
So here's what people have been crying about is the Jeep body, and I have no problem with the Jeep body. I like Jeep, and it's just some people, every time they see a new RC, it's a Jeep body. Of course, the best crawlers out there, I find, are the 1-to-1 Jeeps. Everything is based around a Jeep when you talk about 4x4 and trailing trucks. So that's why they make it. So there's a whole bunch of different things. We're not going to go through all that and all the things. We'll go look at the pictures instead and see some of the stuff that's really good with this truck, I find. One thing is the portal axle, but like somebody here mentioned, they are the AR45 axles, which are the same width as the SCX10 II. So if you just buy SCX10 II axles, you can take away the portals on this if you don't like portals and use the rest of the truck. That's going to change a lot. And what's really neat with this is that the transmission actually allows you to do that, and I'll show you that in a bit. For the transmission, it's kind of cool. So there's a bunch of pictures. They do have a bunch of videos on here, which is really cool. I like that silver one.
That's nice. Yeah, I like the silver. The silver pops out better than the blue's more like, okay, the blue's more in your face, but the silver's, I think, the one I'd go for.
Yeah.
I do like how they went more scale with that body.
Oh yeah, like there's a lot of injection molded plastic, like the fenders, the handles, the mirrors. On the hood, you have the where the wipers sit. That's all there. The grill for the radiator, it's actually in deeper, so it looks way more scale.
Even
You got the 3D engine.
Oh, that's neat. That's very neat. Very, very neat. Yeah.
Inner fenders.
And hopefully somebody makes another piece that goes over that servo, which we'll cover in a little bit. You do have a panhard, which is nice. It's a small one. 6mm links. These links are killer. That's cool. They went that deep. And here you have the portal axles. And what's nice, what everybody likes, is that the portal axle in the front, the pumpkin, is actually off center. Everybody loves that. It's more scale, looks more real. Man, that shaft, that short shaft on one side. The only thing that's original to all the other truck is the wild boar. That's the only thing that's original to all the trucks. Everything else on this truck is brand new. The frame rail, I like the frame rail because you can really extend the chassis. We'll go through that in a minute. I think they show some pictures of it. You get the inner fenders. Like, you get everything on that truck, which is really nice. Like all the plastic, all the inner fenders. Scale Builders Guild was saying like it's almost 7 pounds out of the box. Like, that's a lot of plastic. And
Yeah,
here's
with crawlers, weight's a good thing as long as it's in the right place, isn't it? That's, you know, there's nobody wants a lightweight crawler. You just want the weight in the right place on it.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, the radio. Yeah.
We did not hear that. You're really cutting out bad. And here they have a video that actually shows the dig. I've had dig on my SCX10 for the past 7 years, and I love it. People say, well, you can't use it in a competition. In the last 7 years, I've never been in a competition that they actually applied that law.
Yeah, you have to buy the dig separately though. The dig doesn't come with it.
No, everything comes with it.
No, the dig is an optional part.
Yeah, Tank, can anybody see at Axial Fest this year then saying, no, you're not allowed to use dig?
Yeah.
Well, if they tell you not to use it, you just don't use it. That's all.
Yeah, but for that one there, the dig's an optional part.
Hey, how are you keeping up, Sean? Good to see you.
Hey, Richie, what's up?
Keeping head above water, slowly but surely. Yeah.
I woke up this morning. How bad of a day could it be? Yeah.
So you have the valve cover on this side, and then on the other side you have the servo. So hopefully somebody comes out with a 3D printed part that actually covers on the other side.
It's very neat though, Tank. You've done it in far more detail than I'd have done if I'd looked on the website. Very neat.
Yeah.
Take that silver pen that you had there and chrome it out.
Yeah, that's a
Good, yeah.
nice chrome pen. Chrome that filter and everything out.
Or,
two-
I don't know.
or
I feel like though the market's going to be flooded with them. Like everybody and their mother is going to have one. Like,
Mm.
you know. I
Right.
do like I do like that they've done the old chassis style where you can actually the chassis is actually in two halves where you can
Yes.
actually slide it
Yes.
apart to make different wheelbases.
Yeah.
I like that they
And
did
I,
it
I
the
like
old
that they
style.
finally got away with the glue tire rim.
Yeah, and they give a set of plastic beadlocks.
Yeah, there are plastic, but they're still beadlock. What's what I
Yeah,
like
they're
about
not.
it.
They're actually nice looking though.
Shocks are very nice. They're metal shocks.
Metal server
You,
horn.
yeah, you get a 25 and 23 tooth metal server horn, which is nice.
The bottom of it is the bottom of it's very like the Vanquish. Like see how flat the
The links, yeah,
the links and everything are. It's very like the Vanquish.
yeah. The geometry is
the-
really good.
Yeah, even the
Here's-
centerpiece.
Yeah, here's the plastic parts I was saying for the windshield wipers, which is all plastic, which is nice, and then this is
Yeah.
also plastic.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah, even the injected all the molding for it's good too. Scale Builder Guild, he done a really good video on it today.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning also.
Yeah.
Headlight bucket looks really nice in scale. The tail lights also look really nice in scale.
Yeah.
I like the cage.
And the body clips are actually underneath here, right behind the bumper. This is where it actually holds.
yeah.
So you get no body clip on top, so which is nice. They got away with
But
that.
it is they sort of followed the G-Made Komodo with that.
Yep.
Hiding the body clips. But is the body two-piece? Can the top come off that Lexan so that you can expose the cage or no?
No, I don't think so. No, you can't cut it here. You have to cut it if you
You
want
had to cut it yourself to expose it. Yeah.
I guess they will have allowed like a little bit of flexibility for aftermarket people to make. So, I mean, it's okay. It's great they sell the products initially, but they how well any RC car does depends on how many parts out there are thrown at it by the aftermarket.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You know, we all buy cars because we love to go and modify them. And if you bought a car and there was nothing available out there to modify on it,
Yeah.
you think, okay, right.
I just wish they
That
didn't.
makes sense.
I just wish they didn't put that molded driver in it though. You know?
Yeah, and here's is the interior. Tony from CCXRC this morning was commenting, yeah, finally a full interior, and I typed him, no, it's not.
I was thinking, I was looking at this. That is not, yeah. That driver does look a bit like Che Guevara. No offense, but
yeah, I wish.
I looked at it and I thought that Che Guevara with the cat.
It's
So
cool
you
to
get
give you all the different hats. Like, you know?
Yeah, cowboy hat, a baseball hat, and a military hat.
I wish they just had it not give you the molded figure because then you could put your own driver in there. Give you all the hats and stuff, but
They give you the options: the Che Guevara hat and the politically correct World War II Nazi hat.
yeah, yeah. That's it.
So there is body clips at the back and the front.
Yeah.
I would have thought they would have done like a clip and you fold it and then you lock it in front, but I guess it didn't.
Yeah, I've taken some of the like the Vanquish stuff and to film them down at JJ Custom, the RC 4-wheel drive ones where they've got no body clips on the top, and like to film them, like how the hell do you take the damn body off? It's just like it's good from a user point of view, but from filming it, it's like a damn nightmare trying to find out where the body clips are.
It is a cool looking. It is a cool looking truck. Though. I like how they give you
that shit you've got of it there. It looks really slick. Like nothing's going to get caught on the inside.
Yeah, it's very that view there. It's very like the Vanquish. How flat it is. Even the plate when you see the underside, the plate is sort of
as much as
two battery option.
I think John's right on part of the thing on it. Like, as much as it looks like as much as I like the Vanquish stuff, it's like double the price of anything else. And something comes along like this at like half the price. It's gonna, particularly in what we're experiencing, like that's gonna blow Vanquish out of the water, and goodbye Vanquish. Sorry.
Yeah, Vanquish is too expensive anyway.
Yeah.
Way
Yeah, but
overpriced.
stuff like Vanquish ain't gonna survive coronavirus recession. No, I mean, yeah.
You'll be surprised because the
No.
Vanquish is a niche market. They don't go for hundreds and hundreds of sales. They go for like the specific sales, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So this is where I disagree with you, Sean. Is that you're telling that the dig is optional? I don't think so, because, and I'll show you this. It comes with a high and low speed with a dig function that locks the rear axle from the transmitter or on command.
If you scan down, Tank, to that option on the radio where it talks you through 2, 3, 4 channel radio, that will give more detail on the dig.
No,
Right down the bottom.
It's right here. It does not talk about need to complete, because theoretically you don't need the dig. So
No. You had another option which showed the different radio, the different numbers of channels right at the bottom.
Oh
Yeah, so
yeah, that was on
maybe-
the other page. I was on the
Yeah.
actual.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
Okay, but that's not just that. I'll show you something else in the manual, because I read the whole manual, and the way you see with manual, if a part is option in the motor, it actually tells you.
Yeah, I thought I read somewhere where it was an option, the dig. Maybe it's a servo needed to run the dig or something.
Yes.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
I think the dig is there, but you need to add the servo.
Buy the servos or something for it. So
Like
Yeah.
there's multiple transmission option mode that you can do it. And what they're talking about is that you don't need to put the servo. You can actually install this and build it as a 1-speed transmission and without the dig, and you build it. And then later you can add the servo to actually make it work, which is very interesting. And it's a very well built truck, because when I was going through the assembly, it was really neat and like very strong. So they got rid of the cross, which is good. And like just the center pumpkin for your drive line. And it is, what do they call this again? Elliptical, or what do they call this again?
yeah, that curved one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
curved gear for the rear, which is good for the drivetrain. So like this is, to me, is a good plus for the axle. Now this is where this gear is usually always the one that blows up on a lot of people, because they put too much power or too much torque.
Yeah.
This is the one that works a lot.
And that's actually what's wrong with my son's SCX10.
Okay.
That's what he blew.
Is this one gonna blow? Probably. It all depends how you run your truck.
Yeah, it depends if you go stupid with big KV motors and stuff as usual.
Yeah.
Send it.
But it looks pretty good. Pretty good
Steve was
build.
saying
And I'm
spiral
sure some-
cut.
Yeah, I would probably build it with a single transmission anyway. Because the like realistically, my TRX4s, it's very rare I even use the freaking extra
Yeah.
high-speed gearbox.
The high-low gear I can see get ring of. The dig, I love the dig on my truck. I use
Yeah,
it
the
all
dig-
the
the
time
dig is-
in the trails.
Yeah, the dig is good, but I would just keep it as a low gearbox and take the high, right? You know.
Okay. I know for a fact that a lot of people are going to come out with aluminum parts for
Yeah, totally.
So
I'm sure there's somebody already working on it because this has been
Oh,
a
yeah.
prototype for a while. So
yeah.
I'm sure
And-
somebody got it that's working on it already.
So this is the rear drive, and they've done a pretty good job on making it strong. Like this truss on top is friggin' huge. So I don't think it's gonna break easy. If somebody breaks that axle there, they must have dropped it off a cliff or something.
Let me get the chat up and see.
Yeah,
I can
chat
see
is
that.
going up.
I can see that going under a Unimog.
Net Cruiser RC, but going fast is fun. It's not scale.
Or a Humvee.
Oh, this is one thing that I like is the shock. They actually have a bleeding on top, which is perfect for bleeding shocks. The Capra is like that, I believe. So that's the same shocks as the Capra, I believe.
I think they're smaller.
They're smaller. Okay.
I think the Capras are bigger than that, but it's the same design.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. So that's really cool. And here's the transmission part. So when you're looking at the transmission assembly, again, bearings everywhere. They supply all the bearings, grease it everywhere. But usually when there's a particular part that's going to be a spare part or optional, you have a star on it. And there's no other way you can make this work without the parts that are in there. Basically, this is for the this is the 2-speed right now.
Yeah, that.
So here's your top part, and here's the bottom part for the 2-speed. And the 2-speed goes in the front here. Come on, PDF reader. And then you actually install the bell housing in the front where your big spur gear is going to go.
And working on that transmission is going to be a pain.
No, it looks pretty easy. You basically have two parts. The center parts, which is where your 2-speed is, and then you have your front part. That's where your spur gear is going to go. Is going to go onto there. And this is where I find this interesting, right here. This is cool. And they do say here, not included in the kit. And this is to use with a non-portal axle. So this is what some people were saying, that they're pretty sure that they're going to come out with just the axle that you can buy. So that's a gear reduction to use with portals. It's a 1-to-1 ratio and 1-to-7 ratio when you're using non-portal axle.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So if ever you change your truck and you decide not to use a portal axles and just use normal axle, you can actually change the gearing on that transmission.
At that point, you might as well just buy an SCX10.
Yeah, but now you have a slash in your hand, because if you put this gearing and you put the 2-speed transmission in there,
No.
watch out. It's going to be fast.
Nah.
Super fast.
That's going to book it.
Yeah. You'll be able to jump and send it with an axial. Want a Unimog with super swampers. Well, this body with the portal axle would be perfect for a Unimog. They should come out with a Unimog option for this, the body. That would be cool.
Isn't the Unimog on the hinge too?
There's Unimog what?
In the Unimog, isn't it on a hinge as well?
Yeah, the Unimog.
I think so, yeah.
When you lift that up.
I'm wondering if it'll work on that.
So here's the dig option for the rear. So the dig option with the rear and the way it actually goes in does not have a star. All the parts are there when you do the assembly, and it shows you that where all the parts go.
Must be the servos, just you had to buy separately.
Yeah, this is the front part of the dig. This is where the transfer case is to go to the front wheel. And then there's going to be a different part here where the switching is going to happen. And this is where the switching happens. And then that goes on to the back. So the transmission actually comes with 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, and 4 parts. So there's 4 parts in here with gears and everything for the transmission. That is cool. I find it cool anyways.
Yeah.
That's pretty intricate right there.
Oh yeah, it's very well made, and the way they've done the transmission, it looks good and it looks scaled, especially with that motor in the front. It's really cool. And here's the engagement for the dig. So when it's fully back, it's engaged. That means the wheels are locked, and 4-wheel drive is there. My Wraith and my SCX10, if I go right in the middle of this, and because I set it up in 3 position, I actually have neutral in the back. And sometimes neutral is fun, having it neutral in the back, because you can actually turn easier when you have it neutral, and you can use it in speed. So I like the neutral. So I don't know if this one will be able to be put in neutral like mine, but it's interesting.
I have a feeling the next version of the TRX4 is going to have a dig.
Probably.
That's how they're missing.
Yeah, they are. But having the 2 servos in there, if I build one, I'll have that option. That's for sure. Hey Jack, how are you doing?
There you go, fellas. Everyone's in
Jack,
chat. I just thought I'd just be quiet and let you rant on.
Thank you.
Colonel.
Appreciate it. So here's your 2 pressure plate and 2 clutches on the spur gear. And then you have a cover that goes on the front, which is really neat. And then there's a metal gear, that metal plate that goes on it, which is here, which is cool because they actually number the pinion, so you don't have to guess your mesh. So if you use a 14 pinion on it, you just put your screws on the 14 and you're all set.
That's cheating.
That's cheating. It makes it easy for some people that don't know how to set up their mesh. And then you just slap your motor in there and then put the cover on and you're all set.
Yeah, that's just the same as Traxxas with the majority of their cars now. And one of the first ones they introduced that system to was the TRX4.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't patent that and get everyone else to follow back. But yeah.
And now we're getting into the links and the rest of the suspension. We're not going to go through that. To me, it's kind of boring, but there's your panhard, which is kind of cool that it's bent like that and also on top. So they've put a lot of thought into this to go around all the stuff to make sure it doesn't bind. So that's really neat. Lots of cool stuff. And we're back in Brady Bunch mode. See what's going on in chat.
I think though the market's going to be flooded with them. I think everywhere you look, there's going to be one of these things running past you somewhere. Like, yeah.
I think that's because the SCX10's been so long. It's old.
Yeah.
People for years have been bugging Axial, come out with portal, and finally they came out with the portals.
Yeah.
When they came out with their Unimog, they said, "Oh man, there's no portals." So now they have portals to actually build a good Unimog.
Yeah.
They should have waited.
Wonder if these are Curry.
I think people thought like Traxxas were the first ones to come out with the portals, but I think it was about 5 years, if not a decade earlier, that somebody first came out with.
G-Made.
G-Made had the first portals.
Yeah.
They had the first portals on the R1, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
But
are
they had a lot of issues with it because I guess metal and fabrication.
His phone keeps blowing up.
I don't
That's
know.
mine, sorry. I'll turn it off.
Yeah,
Jack,
I was thinking about should I get one, but I don't know. I think I might actually just take my time and build a nice real scale truck. Yeah.
Well, I'm actually thinking of selling a couple cars here to actually get one.
To get one of them axials.
Yeah, the SCX10 III.
Yeah.
I skipped the 2 because I found there was no benefit in the 2, but the 3 has a lot of changes into it. So
The 2 has some benefit. Because I have the SCX1 there. I have 2 SCX10 2s. There is a slight difference, like where the transmission is up front on them. The part of the first one, the transmission was way back in the middle. Like, but actually, with the first one, it made it easier for interiors than the second one. So
Hey, Jack, want to see something?
Go for it.
He's gonna do it.
I thought you were going to hold up Herbie.
Here's my deep dish and very wide tires in the front and very skinny in the front. Back has wide and front has skinny.
Well, I've already told you, I've got an effigy sitting here.
So
I told you, I've got the effigy sitting here. If you ever want to swap.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, if you ever
Hopefully
wanna
I'll be
swap.
able to test it this weekend on my buddy's track, but it all depends if He has everything locked down. If I go to his house by myself, I'll be okay. But if I don't want a lot of people to be there because we are theoretically on a lockdown.
No, joke.
So
Lockdown. The world's gonna end, my friend.
Armageddon.
I mean, you joke about it. You joke about it, Joe, but no offense, it's no laughing matter.
no.
I mean,
It doesn't exist, mate.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So axial. No. We're not gonna go there. We are not gonna go there.
Yeah. We're not
Let's
going
keep
there.
going with the
I'll
axial.
swap you that truck for my effigy. I already
No,
told you.
you're way too far, Jack. You're way too far.
What about the Ute? If I get a Ute, would you swap it? I bet you'll say yes.
Then probably yes.
Yeah, then yes. Of course you're gonna say yes.
This is probably the only truck right now I'm actually thinking of selling, to tell you the truth.
Why?
I don't know. I don't have a lot of money
So?
invested in it, and it is cool, but it's unique, and I think I could get a good dime for it. So,
You'll have to wait for the Ute to pop out though, mate.
and for me to actually get something else, like I don't know, it's
Yeah, the VE Ute. Straight swap.
straight swap. I don't think you can get the youth.
I'll fish one out one day.
Yeah. Well, you probably can because it is in Australia, and that's where that car comes from. So.
Yeah, but they're asking ridiculous prices for them when they do
Yeah?
pop up. Yeah.
I'll send you pictures of mine. You can tell them, listen, we'll trade. Oh no, that's right. You want this one, so it doesn't work.
Yeah. I'll find one. I was actually talking to Darren Dorian just before I was camming him, and even he said the same thing. Why'd you end up getting rid of it? That's one of his favorites as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Scottzilla was watching Scale Builders Guild this morning also when the video was there. I saw him there chatting.
I was trying to wait for it, and I watched another video, and then I forgot, so I was late. I missed where they took the body off. I wanted to see how those pins work.
Hey, Scott, I didn't see you jump in.
Trying to read Master's comment.
Master, what is he saying?
Yeah, just trying to read it.
What would you all prefer? A truck with scale body that looks awesome, or a truck that performs awesome?
Well, that's a silly question.
Pick both.
Can't pick both.
You can't pick both. If it looks awesome and you have to put up with rubbish performance forever. To tell you the truth, this is what this is. This truck looks good, but it probably won't perform good as a drifter. But man, it's going to turn heads. So because it does not have the steering of a drifter, so it won't perform as good. But it's going to be a cool truck to see on the track. So this is basically a good example of what you're saying. I like it.
Mark Philpott makes a good point.
What did he say?
There's like 10 behind you that you could sell, I'm sure.
True. Okay, anybody make an offer? Make an offer. Just kidding.
So Pascal, you'd be waiting a year for that, mate.
Waiting a year for what?
I can't wait to see Tank run his truck. It'd be just like Herbie. You'll have to wait a year.
No. Summer's coming. So, and this one I'll be able to run on the pavement and all that. I'm just waiting for good weather to come. And the only thing I have to do on this right now is put the interior on it. So I got the bucket seat. I've asked for bucket seat. I've looked at pictures of how the dash is. So very easy to do. So I'm doing an interior, and I'm putting either a blue light for the dome light or a red light. The red light would really make that red pop out for the flames and all that. So it'd be cool.
Worst case, here's the thing for you. You could persuade your friend to have a living will and leave you the track if he dies due to coronavirus. Sorry, I had to get that.
Bobby's RC made another logo last night. Cool. Scottzilla 299. 299 for what? Oh, Axiomatic. There's a bid going on?
Yeah.
For which truck?
We're auctioning.
Oh, you're gonna have to go a little higher than that.
Well, we're just getting it started for you.
Oh, okay. But which truck are you bidding for? That this one, the black one,
The one you're selling. one
the
you're moving.
34 Ford Drifter?
No.
Oh, the one I'm selling.
Yeah.
The Herbie, maybe the Herbie. Jack likes that one.
Yeah.
I have
I'd
no
make
idea.
I'd make videos if I had it.
This is where they tell Tank. This is where they tell you the winning bid is predominant on you dying through coronavirus. Sorry, God. Yeah.
The 6x6 I barely use. The Beast, that's one I barely use. My Summit, my Exoterra, I barely use. Those are just a couple trucks that, if somebody gave me a good price, I probably would sell.
You used to run the Exoterra.
Hey,
You used to run that a lot.
yeah, the Exoterra, I ran it a few times.
Yeah.
It's a fun basher in the summer. Axiomat at $3.99 for Herbie. The only way you'd get that for $3.99 is if I died and my wife was going to sell it and she didn't know the price.
You didn't tell them the Canadian exchange rate for the $3.99 either, though.
I got to make a document. I got to make it a document and put it in front of my RCs. In the event I die, read this, and only once I'm dead. And that's going to be the true value of my RC, so she knows what to sell them for.
Or you could just post her email and the link right now below the video.
So the high bid's $5, but you didn't tell them it was $250
Oh,
for sure.
Slumpers RC, $6 for the 6x6. There we go. Was that Scottzilla?
You didn't tell them it was $250 for shipping.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
He'll just make his reserve the shipping price.
That cruiser, just leave it on the porch. Leave it on the porch. I'll come now. You guys are just like me. You're cheap.
So what do you guys think about that SCX3 price-wise compared to other kits that are out there right now?
I think it's not bad for the price because it is $369. Yeah, $369.99 US.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey,
Chris.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, good.
Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, not a problem.
What else do you guys have to do, on a Thursday night when everybody's on a lockdown?
Well, I'm gonna go do an RC video shortly.
Cool. Yeah, for you it's midday. For everybody else, it's not.
On 15 p.m.
10 p.m.
I'm interested to know what Rich is eating and what Jake's eating.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry, guys. My wife knocked and she slid my tea under the door behind me.
That's all right. I'm interested.
Sorry.
What are you eating? Yeah, what are you eating? No, be sorry. What are you eating?
A creme brulee. Oh no, key lime pie at the minute. Key lime pie.
Oh, Jake. What are you eating? You're chomping down on something.
Hershey's. Phil Critter's got Hershey's.
Yeah.
And for anybody that wants to know and are on Facebook, Jack actually has a cooking channel, or not cooking, but
cooking group. Cooking
a
group.
cooking group, yeah. And he shows different dishes and things like that. So if you guys want it, what's it called, Jack?
Jack's home cooking.
Jack's home cooking.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Yeah, original. It's pretty original. Actually, Joey posted up a couple of photos earlier on with 2 lobsters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I said, well, where's the finished dish? He goes, I ate one and froze the rest. Mate, they were big lobsters. Big lobsters.
Guys, right? We're on the lockdown. It's all the supermarkets. It's like how that low says there's entire sections that are wiped out with stuff and other stuff that is just ridiculously full of stuff, right? And my wife's a fish vegetarian, so she doesn't eat white meat or red meat, but she does eat like fish. And I went into Safeway the other day. No, everything's clean out, pizza, burgers, everything gone like that. You go to the seafood section. I could stock enough prawns in the freezer for about 6 months. I mean, nobody's touching the damn seafood. It's just crazy.
So it looks like anybody can put some cooking ideas, right?
Yeah, I tell people to post up. They can post their dishes. Like you see, Chris posted her.
Here's Joe
shrimp
Bright with
dish.
his.
Yeah, Joey. Yeah, with his with lobsters. It's quite funny, really. He had to put his head in there, of course.
Sorry, Jack. I was searching on YouTube and it came up with Cooking with Jack show 440. I was thinking, Jesus, why are you on air tonight?
No, but I no, people told me to open a cooking channel on YouTube, but it'd be too much.
Yeah,
too much work.
Yeah.
That looks nice. That's a nachos that Scotty made.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to come and have a look what I cook and what other people post, have a look at it. You know,
Cool.
Something a bit different.
And this commercial break was brought to you by Jack's Home Cooking. Now we
That's what I made
return
last
to
night.
regular
I made
programming.
I made that dish last night, the roast beef.
Oh yeah.
No worries, Kevin. Well, welcome, mate. Yeah.
Well, all this chaos is going on in shopping in the thing in my local supermarket, Drager's in San Mateo. They have like an international food section, and one of the things that they've got in there is like British food, and like a lot of it I don't really worry about because like my mum and dad or Jen, when she's on business, brings back and stuff. But they had Yorkshire pudding mix.
Oh.
You are kidding me. I would never have even noticed they had it. And it's like little things like that that you miss. And, you know.
Mate, you can't beat Yorkshire pudding with a good stew or freaking casserole, mate.
Freaking disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm looking for my email real quick that I got from Proline. Proline came out with a new body today, and I liked it.
Oh, that speed one? They have a... Yeah. Saw that.
I shall be back in a second with the new body.
Oh, he's going to be back with a new body. Wonder if his wife knows about it. Getting a new body.
So my old rusty SCX10 starting to come out nice now, isn't it?
Nice. All right, I'll present you a spotlight video. There you go.
Yeah, starting to come out nice. Right.
Cool.
That's the good thing about that rust paint. Now, because now they sprayed over it, and I'm starting to bring the rust out in it. Even as it gets moisture or anything, the rust actually comes out even more, like too, which is cool. The top of it starting to come out nice.
Well, you're uploading in 4K now. You must have got the sticky. You must have got the stickies bug, mate.
No, I didn't. My wife got a new iPhone 11, and she was about to sell this one, and I says, "Hang on a minute, I need a camera. Give me that."
Do you know?
They've got good frame rates on those phones.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Guys, on the iPhones, the latest ones, I think it's 10 and upwards. It records video in 4K, but only if you set it to.
Yeah.
So you're recording in like 1080 as standard, but a lot of the iPhones you can switch to 4K as standard now.
Yeah, that's the way this one was. So I just switched it before, and I even made my own Gorilla Glue, my own GoPro mount to the back of it.
Oh,
cool.
So I can use my GoPros, all my holders for GoPros.
Cool. So Proline came out with this email that I received, and it has the supersonic speedrun clear body car.
Oh, that looks nice.
So that's a Bugatti, and that's for the 4x4 slash. And what? I have a 4x4 slash, but I don't use it a lot for bashing anymore. But turning it into this car would be cool. It would be a dragster.
It looks like a Batmobile.
That
Yeah,
that, that tank, I'm thinking on my Traxxas Rally, which I've got running on 6S at the minute, but I'm going to dump a test in over the weekend. That thing would just drop straight over the top. ESC would get on there without any problem.
Yeah, but what wheels is that they have on it now too, though?
Those are the Proline wheels.
But they're 17mm wheels. Nuts.
Yeah, you got to get the adapter. I counted real quick, and I asked my local 110 Hobbies how much it would cost for me to get all these parts for it that they actually mentioned. So they actually mentioned that you'll need the slash medium aluminum 17mm wheel adapter. You get the belted tires, and then you have the wheels, and again the 17mm hex adapter. All that is all the parts. There's 6 parts altogether, well over $300 Canadian for me to build this, and that's not even counting the car.
You may as well.
How many are you gonna build?
You may as well buy a new bloody Slash at that point.
Yeah, the thing being, guys, that literally that Traxxas Rally I've been running around on 6S, and it's putting the power down on there fine tonight. I would bring it out here, but I've just fitted the MAP X Duty drive shafts to it, and I've just fitted the fronts to it, and I've got the rear to fit to it. So it's in pieces in part in the garage tonight. That body I mentioned about, though, is for the unbreakable one from Russia.
The infraction one, the Bugatti.
The infraction, the Bugatti one, $90 from it. I was a bit skeptical with it coming from Russia, but the guy emails back, and he sold about 50 or 60 of the things.
Yeah, I know. A few people have them, like, and they're insane, like.
Oh. And so I'm thinking I can probably shift that dual ESC setup, which sits somewhere about here. So I can probably make an extender plate and shift it back and still fit the dual ESCs and run the twin motors under that body, which everybody's on at me to do a full-on speed run with the infraction. And I already had this on order. So I'm thinking a little bit of work on the mounting plate, fit the ESCs on there. It's lacking a bit of detail, but should do the job. Yeah. But it's very, very orange. Yeah. God knows what they've taken the original scale model of, because I've no idea who makes a Bugatti, 1/8 scale or something. Oh, yes. I'm guessing what they've done is taken like a little model of a Bugatti, 3D printed it, made the mold out of that.
Yeah,
there's a gut feel. Yeah,
really like.
Yeah, it seems pretty tough. So
it is right.
Yeah.
Your guy Reynolds, what's the guy Reynolds? Mark Reynolds or something. He runs a couple of them on his infractions.
Yeah.
And he's crashed them, rolled them, everything. The thing hasn't even bent on them or anything like.
It was more. I was going to say it was more the shape of it, for it being like super slippy and
nice and aerodynamic.
I thought it would be good that I could drop that 16S setup I've got in there with the twin ESCs, twin motors on there, without too much worry. I might have to just shift the plate, the mounting plate.
Yeah, at least that hasn't got a big square front on it, so it'll break the air a bit better.
Yeah, I can do that without, too much worry. And I might take a couple of the holes in at the front there and maybe feed them through to the inside, get a bit of airflow over the fans, etc. Yeah. So that's my project while we're sidelined for the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
Being an unbreakable body makes it pretty good to put on a speedster, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, worst case, I'm thinking that time if it builds it, because mine, with the weight of it, it's not showing any signs of flipping, but I wonder if it gets well up over the, like if it's 120, 130, is that pressure going to lift it?
Yeah.
And if it does with this thing, at least it's going to keep all the expensive bits nice and safe. Yeah. So we shall see. But the JJ Customs, when they ran their super fast infraction down there, they actually ran it with the Castle, the stock motor Castle XLX ESC running the stock motor on 8S as opposed to 6S. So I'm actually thinking it might go faster with the stock twin SR motors in there if I put them on 8S than with the twin Poseidon setup I've got on there. So yeah. It's catch-22 because now all the roads around here are nice and quiet.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And now it's time to do some speed runs.
I mean, yeah, but officer, it's like this. I'm sure they'd be fine, but you know, yeah. So, has anybody got one of the axials on order? Or
I know a couple people on Facebook were saying that they've ordered one today. So, but I don't think any of us that's on the video has. But in the chat, has anybody ordered one of the SCX10 III yet?
Somebody did.
I thought somebody did, yeah.
Yeah.
Axial.
Axiomatic says SCX10 III ordered. Cool.
Did he order one, did he?
Yep.
Geez, you're on a bit of a buying spree there, X.
the
Oh, he's
only,
trying to
the only thing being, I'm a little bit wary of
Back ordered.
sending out to big time until this thing all dies down, because at least one of the major players out there he undoubtedly will go bust. You know, not everyone is going to survive this thing in terms of economically. Yeah.
Well, Qantas has just put off 30,000 people.
Yeah.
Stricky's RC says he put an order.
Yeah, he's back
up to
ordered.
date.
An
End
order
of
for
April. Oh,
what did he
wow.
put an order in for?
The 3.
Yes, the
Oh,
3
the three.
SCX10 III. They say end of April for delivery.
What was the, I missed it, what's the price on the kit?
369.
$369.99 US.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's like $600 here.
Yeah, but when you compare, as Tank was saying, though, when you're comparing that to say TRX4 at like $499, you could like throw a decent brushless setup in there, half decently, you know, get within touching distance of it. So it's not looking bad, although
Yeah. It'll end up in the same. Yeah, we end up in the same price as a ready to run TRX4.
Yeah.
I
If
can't
not
wait
a
to
little
see
more, like, you know.
the running performance on the car, because it looks well balanced. It looks like it's well, the geometry on it looks pretty good. I like that it's not like jacked up, that the links are almost straight. There's a lot of things I like about this truck, and I think it's going to perform pretty good. And when you compare it to a Vanquish kit, is it going to be as good? I don't know, but it's going to perform pretty good, I think. And for the price comparison, like you get a lot for your money on this one.
The performance is gonna, I should think performance is going to be stunning, and you're going to know they're going to have tested the hell out of this thing before putting it on the market.
Trust me, the Vanquish kit is nothing to write home about. So it's not. All it is a load of plastic. Right.
Kevin Gibbs says he's putting a Castle Mamba on his.
That thing's gone to the moon.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I did a speed test. One of my best videos has been the speed test I did on the original TRX4 on 2S and 3S, and people were effing and blinding about how it was too slow, how I had it in low gear, how this thing should do at least 20 miles an hour. I'm thinking, right, okay, you try jogging along behind your TRX4 at 20 miles an hour.
Yeah. I'd love to see them try it.
Not even close. I mean, Usain Bolt's pulling about 26 miles an hour at a peak. I mean, you know, if you think a crawler doing 6 miles an hour, that's like, you know, you'd be jogging and you'd have to be reasonably fit to keep up with the thing for an hour.
I think that's sort of the problem. The people that run the bashers and stuff, they're used to just standing there and hitting jumps.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't know that because I do faster than the race cars, and
Yeah.
we don't have to follow the stupid cars around.
It's like
This is new to me. It's kind of a workout.
I like the 3S. I like the Valenian 3S setup to mine, and people would go like, "What advice would you give me on fitting the same setup?" And my advice is, and I'd write back saying, "Don't. I fit this for fun. Do not fit this setup because it's just if you they want speed. Fine, don't buy this car. Buy a basher.
Yeah.
It's a rock roller for
Yeah.
God's sake, you know. The average speed of something like that is like 1-2 miles an hour. Why the hell would you buy one even something that does 13 miles an hour?
Well, that's what some people don't realize is that it's a scale truck. It was built to be a scale truck to look scale and all that, so it has to perform scale. So like making it go 250 miles an hour is not scale.
I had it running at 13 miles an hour on 3S, and people were calling, effing and blinding. You're lying. You had it in low gear, you idiot. You're running it on 2S, not 3S. And I'm thinking, really? You can talk all you want. I said, just talk to the other ear because this one ain't listening. It's just ridiculous. And it was fully charged, 3S pack. It does 13 miles an hour, flat out. My argument is, you try jogging or running behind a car at behind a car at 13 miles an hour. You'd have to be pretty fit to run behind it to keep up with it. Just crazy. Never mind, doing that on a track. Just ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, end of rant.
Yeah, some people are just daft. What they rant about is just crazy.
Oh, but people were so abusive, Sean. It was like, and you effing muppet, you've done it. It's in low gear.
You muppet. I haven't heard that.
Oh, you're lying. You're doing it to make Traxxas look bad. And I'm like, really? Like, jeez.
Yeah. I'm just laughing at you saying muppet. I haven't heard that in a long time. You muppet.
Kevin Gibbs says, "Boy, did I shake a rat's nest."
Yeah. Kevin Gibbs, you muppet. Yeah.
I think Jay calls Billy a muppet on RCU next
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah. It's a British thing, guys. Yeah. And yet it's about an American show. It's about it's like the Muppet Show. Yeah.
Because I had an American guy. There was an Irish guy. He was arguing a few weeks ago on the site, and the Irish guy called him a stupid muppet or anything. And then the American guy came to me later, and he was like, "Sean, what's a muppet? Did he really insult me?" And I was laughing like I was rolling around laughing.
So Richie, Sticky's RC says he can run behind it, far away behind it.
I was gonna say, I like it. I'll go absolutely flat out on the running machine. I can crank it up to about 11-12 miles an hour, and that is like, even when I was like in my 30s, I could maybe hold it like 12 miles an hour for a couple of minutes. But I mean, you don't have to be seriously fit to run beyond that thing at 12 miles an hour for more than 5 minutes. Yeah.
The most exercise you get bashing is the walk of shame.
You gotta carry your truck back.
Yeah.
Unless you have self-riding.
I was just going to say that, and that's why Traxxas invented self-writing. Yeah.
Lazy mode.
Yeah. But that self-writing couldn't be good for the truck rider, though.
Oh, people say that. I've seen Kevin Talbot self-write a truck just by flicking it, not using self-writing, by flicking it hard. As long as you've got a minimal neutral position, and you flick it from reverse to forwards without any real pause, you can get the truck rocking anyway. And I've seen Kevin do that.
No.
Yeah.
But I've blown, never damaged the transmission doing it, but I've blown 2 sets of tires in the main down at Shell Sands, as its name dictates. All that sand down there is made out of minuscule shells on there, and when I'm using the self-writing, the tires have got nicked by the shells and burst. But never anything on transmission. But although I hear stories of people blowing the diffs and etc. on there. So I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's not happened to me. But both times it was the tires catching on the shelf.
That was a Muppet thing to do.
I showed it. Can I show a picture? It's not RC related though. I
Car
actually
show?
showed it. I showed it to Darren Dorian and he flipped it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I think I've shown this before, but people always say what deadly things we got here. Spiders, snakes, all that sort of stuff. I've got to remember how to share the screen. Hang on.
You talking about a walkabout?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. For the guys in the chat and the guys in the panel, if you want to see a spider, here's a spider for you here. This is in Tasmania. Check this out.
Oh,
That's a huntsman eating the possum.
Yeah, Pat.
Can you flip the can the photo flip? No.
Nah, it's just different. Look at
and you like keep that in your kitchen or like?
that.
Now, what kind of dish can you make with that?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And then people ask me why they want to go to Australia. Huh?
Look at the size of it. Look at the size of it. Look at that.
Reason number 9.5 not to come to Australia.
Is that 2S or 3S?
That's massive. No, that's 6S.
That's
That's
6S?
a 6S?
Actually, how many legs has it got? It's got 8 legs, 8S.
That's an 8S.
It's an 8S, mate. That's just completely ridiculous.
No, I saw that in my kitchen. I burned my
But the
house.
thing is, these things don't kill you. They don't kill you, these things, these huntsmen. That's the thing. They bite you and make you swell up and stuff like that, but they don't actually kill you.
Oh, sure, it's okay. Let bite me, sure. Like,
I've been bitten 3 times by these. Not that size though. Nah, that's bigger than your freaking head.
How do they taste?
I don't know. You'd have to ask. They do eat them. They do eat spiders in some countries.
Yeah.
I forget what countries
If you
they
want
are.
to know how they taste, you gotta check out his cooking channel.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll go
There was
and
a girl.
cook.
there
I'll go
was
and
a
cook
girl-
up a spider, mate.
Yeah, girl I worked with back in the UK, and she'd been seconded by the same company out to Australia. And one day she goes, "Oh my God, my friend's like stuck in the bathroom." I'm like, "What do you mean stuck in the bathroom?" And there was a spider that not as big as that, but she's been using the facilities in the bathroom and got up, and there was one on the back of the door, and she was like with it on a video, and she like streaming it to us, and it was like about like 6 inches or what, and she said, like, okay, and she's calling us in the UK rather than a friend in Australia. Like I said, why don't you call your friend locally? Just get somebody to kick the door open and slam it against the obvious thing, obviously, it's on the back of the door. Kick the door open and it splatters against the wall. And she would not get up and I mean, saying like, why are you calling us? Just call a friend in Australia and get them to come into your house and
crazy.
open the door. It's one of this. Jack would probably know it. It's a spider which people check their mailboxes for them. Because it's one that sits in your mailbox where you're going to get the letters and people checking the mailbox. I can't think.
Is that the English mailbox spider you're talking about?
No, it's not that. One of you says it, I'll know that. Know the name.
It's like, see, why would you even want to why would you have a mailbox? I would just have like a little crate where I could see into and have them drop it in the crate. No, it's like
The biggest one we've had, the biggest huntsman we've had, is outdoors, like front door, side door, whatever, is roughly over 6 foot. Yeah, a guy had one in between his hinges and took up from the top of the door to the bottom of the door.
what?
Yep, Google it. I couldn't believe it when I saw this thing. I'm thinking this is crazy.
That whole I would have.
It's bigger than you. It's big. Well, that size. It's taller than me.
I would have stood outside. I would have stood outside that house with a gallon of petrol and a Zippo lighter, and that would have been the end of the house.
It's not, I don't know how it did it, but it stuck himself right in between the hinges of the door.
And you see those videos on YouTube of people with like shotguns with like a machine gun barrel on them, and you're thinking, oh, that's what it's built for.
Yeah, mate. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I didn't think they'd grow that big, but they do. Anyway, sorry about that, Colonel Sanders. Just thought I'd throw that up because Darren was freaking out.
Yeah, but the problem is the more
We can't hear you, Brad.
What's this?
I think you need a
Camel spider. I've never heard of a camel spider. They grow big. They grow pretty big, they reckon, eh?
Yeah, it's a bit like a camel toe when it's a spider.
Camel toe spider?
I know the bird-eating spider is one of the biggest. That's just on an average, and they're one of the most deadliest.
Wow.
A cool spider paint job on a truck would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh God, what's the RC brand that has the spider as its logo?
Not sure, Richie.
An RC brand that's got a spider as a logo.
It's got an RC brand and it has a spider as its logo.
Yeah.
Wraith had a spider version.
Yeah, the Spawn, I think.
Spawn, was it?
Spider axles, I think, like some Italian company makes, maybe.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing, Green Fog. It's not a the company name's not the name of a spider, but it just looks like it's just set in the back of my mind the image of it.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Rich Hayman. I could not paint my truck with a spider on it. I ended up stepping on it all the time. That's funny. So the camel spider is as big as a plate. Never heard of them. Never heard of camel spiders. Are they deadly? They kill you?
Your throttle does.
They're part of the scorpion family.
Yeah, I saw that. See, we have the deadliest spider here, but it's in Sydney. And it's tiny. It's not big. It's tiny. It'll kill you.
Funnel web.
Funnel web, yeah. That's the most dangerous. That'll just completely kill you, that thing.
Jack,
But it's not big. It's not big at all. It's only small.
Jack, that's the one that the lady had on the when I was saying on the video.
The funnel web?
It was on the funnel web on the back of the door.
Yeah, mate. If they get you, you're gone, mate. You got no hope.
And she used to I remember a friend, saying to a friend, used to pull the mailbox down, check inside to make sure there wasn't one of those, and it was on the back of the door. We were just laughing hysterically. And we were saying, if your friend or your wife, your husband just opened the door, the thing would have been squashed against the wall. We said, just open the damn door.
Swampers RC is saying that Axial had the poison spider Wraith for a while.
Yeah, I think that's so on the body. Yeah. I'm thinking that, yeah.
You being like Dr. Evil again there, Richie? Yeah. $1 billion.
Oh, my little friend here chases after anything like ants, spiders, anything like that.
So Jack, I'm going to show you something else.
Freeze them off. Yeah.
We're talking about Wraith.
Oh yeah.
Here's my Wraith.
You haven't run that for a while.
I did put the fender here, but they'll be painted. And I did choose the color for the fenders, which are going to be orange. So I started painting it. So I want the fenders to match kind of the body panel. So instead of being black, they're going to be orange. Should be not bad. But one nice thing about this, it does have the dig now. And it does have
four-wheel steering.
And it actually works.
This is the ones you got donated, yeah?
Yeah, that's the donated one I got. And now I'm just upgrading a whole bunch of different stuff on it. So, but it's going to be sweet running this in the dirt this summer. So
I'm not a fan of four-wheel steering. I don't know why. I don't know.
I got it set up on the button that I just clicked a button and all of a sudden, poof, I can turn a corner real fast and hit it again and it comes off. So and Mr. Bean's driving it. It should be a lot of fun.
Oh, I know I was mentioning. I think I was trying to look something up earlier time when you were talking about it. Was the dig being able to set the rear in neutral when my friend was demoing it down at JJ Customs. He demonstrated exactly that and put the rear in neutral.
Yeah.
The back of the car, but she pivots on the spot.
Okay.
Yeah, and he steered the front through about 45 degrees without the back moving at all.
Yeah.
The back basically just stayed in place on there with the neutral, and then he reselected it and it went on. I was like, oh, okay, that's the ability to put it in neutral is just as good as being able to lock it, unlock it. Yeah.
That's why it's not fair for other people that don't have dig. And in the crawler world, the competition crawler, they do have dig, but it's actually the motor that does the dig. The motor actually locks up in the back, and then the front can pull it up because they both have motor on axle, and that's how they do the dig. But in the trailing world that we have, the Wraith and the SCX10 with the Wraith transmission can have the dig, and you lock up the rear, and it's really neat, and it's really not fair for other people. That's why they don't allow it in competition.
Yeah.
But like I mentioned a while back, is I've been in 7 years, I've been in so many competition, nobody did not allow me to run my dig in the competition. So you want to run it, go right ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking of putting one on the Vanquish.
Oh
I
yeah.
was thinking of putting it on, yeah, because they do it for, and it's not that dear. It's only like $100 or $120.
It's like on the RC drift cars now with the gyro on there. That's now allowed at virtually a world class level, and there's diehard drifters. Oh, it's ridiculous and that, but you can use a gyro at, like, certainly on national level. You can use a gyro on a drift car now. Yeah, so it makes you wonder whether it will, other times will change.
I was a drift car you just had up there, JM, was it?
Sorry,
what?
JM. Is that a drift car you just had up? You unmuted? Yeah.
No, it's my oval racer. It's carpet racer.
So that again, I'll present to you.
You're a carpet racer, huh?
Yeah, foam tires.
Okay.
That was being dirty-minded. Sorry.
That's a Slash.
Nice two-wheel.
That's two-wheel drive, is it, John?
Dead carpet racing, Scott, not carpet munching.
But this is what
See
I
you
know.
later, Kevin Gibbs. See you later, mate.
Oh,
Wow,
that's the Slash drag, JM.
Wow.
that's nice.
That's coming on along good.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Nice.
I'm gonna put the Mud Boss body on it just to freak people out.
Did the tires come painted, or did you have to paint them?
Oh, they're painted.
They're already painted.
Well,
That's cool.
off of it.
G'day, Bill Boynton. How you doing, brother?
All right, Kevin Gibbs, have a good night. We'll see you later.
Yeah, see you later, Kevin.
See you later.
Oh,
What are
yeah.
drag tires? Because I've seen people that have been having problems with tires on
This
drag.
does not look right with those tires.
I know it.
No, that,
I know it doesn't. I'm just playing
That
it.
puts the W in Wacky Racers. That body on that, yeah.
Yeah. Penelope pit stop coming behind him.
All I gotta say is,
Oh, looks better from that angle. Yeah. I see it now. Yeah, it's from the side angle that it makes sense now. But yeah,
oh yeah.
from the side it looks.
So when you get the weight on it, the tires will be at least here.
Of course, yeah.
Down
so
there.
I'm thinking that, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Oh, Sean, seen your shirt. Liverpool delayed from winning, or did you reckon they'll call it on the championship?
Dude, if they call it, I'll fucking crack up. 30 years I've waited, and then if they call it, and then we don't win the league.
No, I think they will. I mean, I think they will. I think they will call it, and they'll say, right, it stands where it stands, and Liverpool win.
Yeah, but there'll always be a big asterisk beside that win. Then,
Yeah, but I mean, they would have done it. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But
yeah.
But
30 years.
Worst case, you could see it being like half the team go down with the damn virus, and they come back and lose the last every single game and get overtaken.
Yeah, that's it.
Which would be worse, wouldn't
they
it?
have a shocking run lately, though. Jeez.
Yeah.
They had a terrible run.
2 more wins is all we need, and that's it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
At least play 2 more games, and if they win the
Yeah.
2 games, then call the league.
Yeah.
Well, we had our start of our football season last night, and some of you guys might know the MCG, which is a famous stadium here. Absolutely empty.
Yeah.
It just was weird watching it.
What was that, for the Aussie Rules or for the
Yeah, absolutely empty, mate.
Yeah.
So what do sports events do that are running championships that are, like almost Supercross? They've even started canceling the motocross races, which is
Well, the
Everything-
basketball's cancelled, the soccer's cancelled, the footy's
Everything, even the
cancelled,
golf.
Wrestling was canceled.
cricket, even
So
the
there's-
cricket.
championship
I wish
that
wrestling was canceled.
a year without a championship then, or what?
Yeah, well, it's like on Formula One. Formula One has to have 8 races for it to classify it as a world championship,
Okay.
and I can see Formula One being between that 10 to 8 races personally by the time it kicks back
Yeah.
on. But,
And do you know how much
Say we're
money
canceled
they're
WWE.
losing?
Oh
Especially
man,
the F1. Especially the F1, how much money they're losing.
yeah,
That's
I mean,
it's crazy.
yeah.
Even the towns that the F1 comes to, the money they're losing.
Mm.
Australia must have lost an absolute fortune.
the ones that I
Also-
felt sorry for is actually things like NASCAR, where a lot of those teams that are the bottom rely on that week-to-week sponsorship, the TV
Yeah,
coverage,
of course they do.
just to keep going. And it's not like Formula One, okay, well, they've still got, they can finish bottom for 3-4 weeks in a row and still survive on there. But a lot of those
Why
teams,
they?
NASCAR,
Sorry,
the
Richard.
sponsors will just walk away if they're not getting the TV coverage, and you really feel gutted for those, people on there.
But they can't. They
The
cancelled
WWE
they
right
cancelled the Grand Prix here in Melbourne because 2 people apparently had it. One was in the Ferrari team,
Yeah.
and I think the other one was in the McLaren team. That's the only reason why they cancelled it.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at it from the outside world on here, I mean, I see some people saying, "Why are they cancelling this stuff?" I was sat there thinking, you have got to be effing nuts for even considering going ahead with the thing, because all they were, well, we might have it in the pits. I'm thinking, what? Oh, you're going to dump 100,000 people within coughing distance of each other, and you're worried about somebody in the pits getting it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
What does NASCAR stand for, Richie?
North American Sports Car.
No, non-athletic sports centered around rednecks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they'd get rid of the WWE right now for the rest of the year because it pisses me off. My friend first to watch that live and see with me, to hang with me.
Yeah, but I think Brad was saying that you're breaking up quite heavily, Brad. I think Brad was saying there about the WWE with the wrestling, but you could see on there, right? I mean, that is the worst possible. Okay, in Formula One, we're worried about people with the crowds. This thing transfers through fluids. The last thing you want is 2 guys wrestling around with each other on the damn floor. Okay, they could only spread it between themselves and between the 2 parties on there, but. It all comes down. I mean, Tony from SCX10 III, I had a go the other night saying I'm stunned that Monster Jam wasn't cancelled. And Tony was like, well, there's no need to be like that. It's a bit offhand. And I'm thinking, well, like, it's crazy.
Talking about
100,000
wrestling,
people in a stadium.
Think about it. If they cancel golf, and if you can't keep 6 feet apart on a golf course, there's something seriously wrong.
Yeah, but it's people going on moaning about the sports, like worried about Monster Jam. Oh well, they're safe in the car. It's not a car. It's the damn crowd.
It's going to be the biggest baby boomer. It's going to be the biggest baby boomer year ever. There'll be more kids called Corona than enough.
I mean, the best advice to anyone out there in the chat listening and watching this is, they said, just assume you have got it.
Tony said he didn't say it was crazy.
Yeah, well.
What's these robots?
yeah, little tiny robots wrestling.
What?
I put that on my community tab. That was cool. Watching these 2 little robots fight.
Is what, a PlayStation controller there on that one?
Yeah, I think they have one of them has a PlayStation controller on it.
That's
It's one of the greatest shows on TV. Did you ever watch that Robot Wars?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that little guy's going down. Look at that guy. The guy's got big claws. He's going down.
In a way, it's more of a show than anything.
Unless he drop kicks the other one right between the legs.
Fighting bots. That's funny, man.
You can run, but I can run faster.
And taunt them. Nah, that's funny.
I'm gonna run till your battery runs out.
Yeah.
You're bigger than me, so you run out faster. So this is actually on my community tab. I'm not going to show it all, but
What? Come on, we were just getting into that there.
I know.
We can start putting money on
Cool
this.
to watch. I can't show it all, or else we're going to get in trouble
That's
here
funny.
with YouTube.
Mike Philpott kicks him right in the air seat.
That's what I was saying, Jack. That's what I was saying, Jack. Did they have the realistic thing? If one kicks the other in between the cluster, so to speak, does it go down?
So what sort of batteries would they take, these things?
Just a normal battery, because like the quad battery or like a small little battery like this. That's what they take.
See you later, Rich. Have a good night, mate.
What those are is just a whole bunch of servos. Like, it's really neat how they're made.
Oh, and the weight of it, Tank. You have to bear in mind there's going to be no real weight even compared to an RC car. That thing's probably going to weigh like a pound and a half, isn't it? So like a 2,200 milliamp batteries, probably like an 8,000 one for an RC car.
Yeah.
I mean, you scale it
Most
out.
of them, they run about 13 different servos. So there's a 13 different servos that does the arm, body, and so on. So that's a lot of servos.
Yeah. But that'd be cool to have one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now what on the virus thing I was saying, what they're saying about it here is,
Hey, Richie, let's stay out of the virus. Let's stay out of the virus.
I assume you have. Well, the Tank people are going to die because of it, because everyone's not worrying about it. But
they'll die driving their RC cars, and they'll driving their RC cars, coughing like crazy. I don't care, but as long as they have a remote in their hands.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out what. Hey, why are you laughing, bro?
I'm keeping everyone separate.
Yeah, they'll be happy and they'll be separate.
Yeah. Tank sent me some videos. So.
Yeah.
I sent you. Oh yes. Oh yeah. That's one thing. Trail Critter RC is doing something special. And there he is. He can talk to you about it. What are you doing special with your video?
Well, usually on Sunday we get together and we do what we call dirt church. And there's usually about 20, 25 of us, but because of what's going on, we've decided that we're just not going to record it. So I'm reaching out to everyone on YouTube to send me, if they want, like a 30-second clip of you doing something with your RC, and we're going to put them all together and make a dirt church video for this coming Monday.
Yeah, we usually do Sunday thing too.
So I sent them 2 or 3 video clips, but they're basically my rat rod that's off in the US right now, that you like, Jack. I sent him those pictures. They're 2014 videos. So I saw them and I go, oh, this is cool. And as I was watching my videos, I saw his video pop up, and I said, I'm going to send him this. So
yeah, it doesn't have to be new. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be crawler or anything. Just
in these times, I am bringing Buzzsaw Betty back out of retirement with a new power plant.
Buzzsaw Betty. That's your truck with the saw blades on the wheels?
Blades on, yeah. I've got 4 new saw blades on, new truck, and we're going to see just how bad. I mean, a good things to go. But I thought I didn't really do that much with it last time. And I was thinking, well, if I take it out like on a dirt trail, see if it can wheelie, see if it can jump over stuff like Isabella, and, see if we get on.
No, you know what I'd like to see is some people did that in the past, is they put CD, Dirt Church, cool. They put CD-ROMs on the wheels. So you put CD-ROMs on the wheels
pizza cutters
of a car.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see one like on 8S like to see how long those CDs would actually last on that truck and see a burnout or something. That would be so cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, if you were just going, if you had it like on a basketball court, where they're not necessarily, because it's only if they hit something or nip something, they're going to shatter. I could see with enough power on there, you could probably get them to spin and get warm.
But it's just to do a slow motion video of that CD just like breaking apart, even if it's on concrete. Just do a that'd be cool.
I might give it I might give it a try. Time we've got some CDs because I took all of our CDs and
hey, you wanted a challenge. How about the CD challenge?
Yeah, that is what I was going to say, guys. If anybody out there is I was wanting to do a challenge for this month, but it struck me that obviously with everybody being fairly limited as to what they could do, does anybody have any ideas as to what challenge I could set for this month?
Extremely dangerous because of the coronavirus.
Extremely dangerous, what, Sean?
No, it was me. I said extremely dangerous the coronavirus. Because you have to be doing the challenge during this time period, extremely dangerous because of the coronavirus.
Let strangers lick your car.
Let a stranger lick your car. That's an extremely dangerous.
I have a friend of mine that has a technical monster truck, and he goes out to parks and stuff, and he finds complete strangers that will let him jump over him, whether on a bicycle or whatever, just complete strangers. And yeah, you can jump over me. Like, what?
Yeah. But maybe not with Buzz or Betty. That might be
But let's say a CD challenge, like it's burnout CD challenge. You do a burnout with the CD at the back of it.
Yeah, I've got some CDs. You've set me thinking. I could try it in the garage where it's smooth concrete and see what kind of effect, or when you put it under some power, how it going to put it under 4S fairly easily. Yeah, because I digitized our entire music collection a few years ago, but we've still got quite a few CDs left around, which could.
And let's say you put a Duran Duran CD or you put a Wham CD. Those would be the best one to actually blow up. Is it when you see the Wham?
Not according to one of my friends.
Yeah.
So Tank, since you showed your rate, here's mine.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Oh.
Don't paint a spider on that one.
Can you put four-wheel steering on that?
What size is that?
Yeah.
It's not that small, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. What size is that, Chris?
18 scale.
That's an 18 scale, is it? Oh.
No, this I don't know. I think.
18?
Yeah,
I got to find somebody locally with one of them here so I can actually run over it.
Yeah. But it's a cool little truck.
Yeah.
Good, that sort of stuff. I like what Tony from SCX10 done with that indoor crawling club. This time of year when it's like too cold or too wet to go outside, gives you options.
There you go. Small little battery.
Yeah. Small little 2-cell.
5,500 milliamp.
And yet you probably runs
50,
runs what, 15 minutes on that back, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Because there's no weight to the thing, is there? So yeah.
No weight to it all.
You mean to tell me you don't have a real Wraith? You only have
I don't.
What?
What?
What's up with that?
I got into the race.
Cool.
Tank might have one for sale.
Frank's gonna watch that little race.
There you go. You have the power. That would be a cool truck for you, Brad.
It would be a cool truck for me. Yeah. Good luck trying to get that.
Yeah.
I think
Now,
you
what
should
scale is
have
that?
it with your
1/24th, I think.
Yeah, probably. I think 1/14 it was.
I think Frank should have that to go with his other one.
I've never
I
seen a
can't
wraith
believe-
that small. I didn't know they had them in that scales.
You need a scale driver in there.
If I can find one, probably like a little Lego figure.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Daisy Froggy says, I miss my Wraith spawn. I wish I never sold it. That's what a lot of people say. They got rid of their Wraith and then they say, I wish I never sold it.
Yeah.
I wish I never got rid of my cars after my fire. They also worked.
Brad, you're cracking up badly, mate. Can't hear a word you're saying.
The Wraith is a cheater truck when you use it in the trail, but when you're actually doing rock crawling on big rocks, it's a fun truck. When you got a big challenge with big rocks, it's a fun little truck.
Oh.
75 Game Dog, how you doing, bud?
Peace and love. Peace and love, my friend. Peace and love.
And don't forget to thumbs up this video. We have 11 thumbs up and 21 watching. Some people are not doing their jobs.
Oh, I'm slacking. I'm slacking.
Some
There you go.
people are slacking.
I'm slacking tonight.
There you go.
Oh, numbers going up. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Never cared for the Yeti. Oh, cool.
G'day, Easy Froggies. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I had an axial Yeti I had as a kit, and I started out with the Praxis Rustler. Was the first car when I was over here. I had it over here in America. Then I upgraded it to 3S spec on there, and it was, you know, it said like 65 miles an hour, but it was like you just touched the throttle and it was on 2 wheels, and I could just never get the speed on it. So I swapped all the gear out into an axial Yeti kit. Then things like the UDR and subsequently Losi Super Rock Ray, I think I've kind of overtaken that. So
No, the UDR was a pain in my ass. I got rid of it already.
yeah, but it's the kind of thing that those trucks are great if you're running it off-road on loose dirt all the time. If you're going to run one of those things on blacktop all the time, you would just hate the thing because it'd be traction rolling.
Yeah, no, I even run that. I just hated how you had to put the batteries in and out of the bloody thing. Just like, come on, Traxxas.
Yeah, that was a bit of a pain on there. Thinking right on there, Sean. Yeah.
So this is an Exoterra for people that don't know.
I think it's a Yeti.
This one
I
has
thought it was a bomber or something.
Yeah, I thought it was a bomber.
the rear usually is a little longer, but this one was cut off. And it usually has a wheel at the back. So, but this thing is fun.
RC Beischer Boy said thumbs up for anybody that owns a Porsche.
Dang, I don't own a Porsche.
I got Lamborghini. No, I don't have Lamborghini. I got Ferrari. No Porsche right here, man.
My cousin works he does very well for himself, works in the city in London. You know, he's in like the millions of pounds a year earning. And he had a Porsche 911 GT2, I think, or GT3. And we were going to the Le Mans 24-hour race. And within 10 minutes of leaving home, he spun the thing in the wet and stuffed it into the crash barrier on one side, did the front end, spun round, hit the rear end on the curb, knocked one wheel in, and that pushes the suspension in through the back end of the block on one side, spins over to the other side of the road, hits the other curb, the other wheel pushes in, and did the suspension blocking completely. Had to write off like about 95 grand's worth of car within 12 minutes of starting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And yeah.
That's it. A lot of these boys get big boy cars and then can't handle them in the wet.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been out with him, and he's like he has like a Lotus Elise stripped out, which he has somebody to look after it, and preps it up and takes it to the track for him. And there's these track days on the things being. But I've been out with him, and he really can't drive very well.
That's the way a lot of them are.
He's probably worth like 25, 30 million, but you know, it's just yeah.
That's the way a lot of them boys are with them cars. They don't know how to drive them. You gotta drive them like you stole them, you know.
I was quite funny because there was somebody up here, and they said, and one of the other dads was saying, and he said, "Oh yeah, we went out and we did the mile in Texas, and we hit 120 miles an hour," and I wasn't looking that impressed. And he said,
"What?"
And he said, "Well," he said, "Yeah, 120 miles an hour." I'm like, "Yeah, that's not really that quick." And he said, "How fast have you been?" And I told him, and he just went, "What is a sheep?" He was like,
"No, I get caught doing more than that in Georgia a few weeks ago." I've got a couple of big tickets to pay from Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Texas is you can that's the high speed limit in the US, I think, isn't it? 85 miles.
Yes.
85 miles an hour.
But taxes don't really bother you. Like the good thing about taxes, you can actually argue it because the speed limit in Texas is not a law; it's a suggestion. You can actually get away with it because it's not actually a law. So it's actually
highway.
Yeah, so it's actually a suggested speed limit.
How do you get a speeding ticket if it's not a
No, you can get away. You can get out of the speeding tickets in Texas too. You can.
Okay.
It's just the same.
Montana. Too bad Montana got rid of that.
Yeah, it's the same as unmarked police cars pulling you over. You can get out of them because they're not allowed to do traffic stops. So an unmarked police car cannot give you any traffic violation whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I just found it funny when this guy goes like 120 miles an hour. I'm thinking, oh well, you worth ride it. Well, I've done like.
Yeah, was she stuck in first gear or something? That's it. I couldn't. My F-150 wouldn't go over 125. I couldn't get it.
I made it home in New Jersey in the wet one day, to home in just under 9 minutes, and I really go, this is not bad. And somebody said, "Well, how far is it to your house?" And I said, 13.5 miles.
Yeah, but you have the AMG, don't you?
Yeah, and somebody said, "That's quite quick," and I said, "Yeah, no, but it was raining." And somebody said, "What do you mean it was raining?" And I said, "Well, yeah, you can drive faster in the rain." In the rain. I said, "Because it was," and somebody said, "But was that a night in the dark?" And I said, "Well, yeah, because if you go past the police car in that night in the dark at the speed, they're not going to chase after you in the rain. It's going to take them 5 minutes to send the helicopter up. By which time, if you realise you've gone past the car, you're going to slow down and like walk away from it." Somebody said, "How do you think that logic?" It's like, no, I got a ticket in New Jersey for going on a head-to-head radar, and he got out of the car and it was in the rain, and he was looking at me, and he looks and he showed me what the thing was showing, and he looks back at the corner, looks at me, and he said, "Nobody's going to believe that." And I said, "Well, if it goes to court, I'm more than happy to contest the radar with your radar guns accurately calculated." So we have a bit of horse trading goes on, and what is it? They did me for 14 miles an hour over the limit. If you go over 50 miles an hour, you step into the bigger penalty. And he's looking back at the corner and he goes, "It just cannot have been that fast." I said, "Well, you're welcome to argue it."
Yeah.
I said, and he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, you're the one that keeps on going about the damn speed." like,
Crazy.
And And it was on the tip of my tongue to say, I can take that corner far faster than that. And I thought, yeah, thank God I didn't say that.
Yeah, you want to see when it's not raining.
Yeah. You want to get in? We'll go around it again. Yeah. Yeah. No. So I took that one on the chin on there. So.
So another thing I saw the other day that was kind of cool is this thing, the diecast rally racing race.
Oh yeah, they've been getting huge views on these things, haven't they? That keeps appearing in my feed a lot.
So the guy actually did a track.
Oh, yeah, that looks
cool. And he comes down with the track, and they're doing play-by-play and actually mimicking as if it's a real race. Oh yeah, he did good. Oh, look at him, he crashed, and like it's just fun how they've done it. Like even the round one, and they're explaining all the cars, where it's going and what's happening. It's really neat. So now it's actually a time trial. This guy has to make it through, and then they just do a single run, and then they'll do both of them in the finals. But it's really neat how they've done this little track, and they're getting tons of views, like over a million.
It's getting like millions of views on there. I say it appears in my feed a lot on there. The thumbnails they've got are really catchy. The thumbnails they take for it are very good. Yeah.
So diecast rally car racing, it's called.
Yeah.
Is that an actual video, or is that one of those like 1,000 photos put into a video type of thing?
No, they do a lot of videos. This guy here, 3D bootmaker.
Botmaker, yeah.
Botmaker, not boot. Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of different different stuff, and it's all about little cars. And they do talk about, okay, this one is from this company, this one's from this from Matchbox, this one is whatever. So they do talk about it, and it's pretty well made. It's really neat.
But yeah, I do watch them. Yeah, 35 years since Group B ended, sadly. Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I can't help. I think I watched the Group B rallying in the UK, and it was like the best 3 or 4 years of my life. It's nothing like it ever before. Just
they were insane when the first Audi Quattro and all came out into it. Man, they were nuts. Of course.
I mean, for anyone that's not familiar with Group B rallying, they are like at their peak in the last year, they were like 450 to 550 horsepower. And you're thinking, well, that's no big deal, Rich. You know, road cars get that now. That was in a car weighing 950 kilos.
Yeah, they were sick, man. So
that's like about less than half the weight of anything with a comparable power now.
Like when the what do you call it, when the Sierra Cosworth was going, and before the Escort Cosworth, like when the Sierra Cosworth, and then the Audi Quattro, damn things were just insane, bonkers quick. Like,
but we were at Chatsworth on the Toivonen when Henry Toivonen was the one that died, and then when he died, they killed Group B, and I was at Chatsworth, and the car turned over in front of us, and all the fans, everybody run out to turn the car back over. And when the car's at about 45 degrees to the ground, it's on 2 wheels. It's not even on 4 wheels. He's already got it in first gear and giving it full throttle.
Yeah.
Missing part of that truck there, Trail Crater RC.
Crazy.
You don't need 4 wheels, right?
No, you only need 2 wheels. But where's the rest? What's going on?
My son blew apart the rear diff in his the tracks.
How did he manage that?
Pulling a Tony.
Pulling a Tony.
I don't know if Tony's still in the chat, but
pulling a Tony.
I haven't put the video up, but I was trying to film him with my drone, and he actually almost took the drone out. He got real close.
What about drone? Who else owns drones here and have been flying drones?
Not me.
I own a drone, but I hadn't flown mine since last year, July 4th.
Okay.
I
And
took
it's
mine out
Godzilla.
last month, but it had been a really long time. I didn't know if it would even launch since it's a DJI.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what name brand do you guys have? They're all DJIs?
Yeah, I got DJI.
Cool.
Yeah, somebody's set. I'm not. I've kind of toyed with them on and off over the years, but I never got into it big time. But somebody's sending me one of these fold-out ones, and it's got a function on it where it can follow you around.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, that's good. So I can maybe use that with the car. But John from Fox City RC's into planes as well as cars and things. So hopefully we're going to get together when that comes and fly that.
Yeah.
I see you said the Tony name and he shows up in the chat. Wonder if he was there listening to you.
Oh, he's been in the chat.
He's been in the chat all night. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Axiomatic says he almost took out his Mavic with his Max.
Oof.
I took out my Phantom Techno.
Yeah, that's when you need to have the camera rolling. If something like that happens, you need the camera rolling.
Yeah.
Or else it's not worth it.
So I had the Phantom there. I had the camera rolling.
I mean, I've got a few good ideas for working with the drone, like particularly sometimes I go along when not necessarily when I'm filming myself, just playing for fun, and like skimming along the puddles, skimming along the surf by the beach. And I'm thinking if I had the drone flying along behind the car as the surf's coming in, it's just skipping through the waves on there. That would look pretty good, but need somebody to know what they're doing. They'd be flying the drone over the water.
Yeah, I got a lot of videos on my channel of the beach and stuff because I do photography as well. So
is there an issue with taking a DJI over water? Because I've heard a lot of people say different things about it.
I do it. I did it
all the time.
Okay.
So
yeah. I mean, you're in the reception over water is going to be the same as it is over land. Obviously, your only danger is obviously if you get it wrong, you're either going to be totally lose the thing or be swimming and fishing out the sea. You shouldn't have any radio issues, Scott Zeller. I wouldn't think you would have any kind of radio issues.
Yeah, but I'm sure if it lands now over the water, it's going to be good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my God, I used to do electronics, and I can't see any reason that anything would interfere with it over the world. So.
No. I mean, because the navigation's all off of GPS anyway, so it doesn't matter what's below it.
Yeah. As you say, to the drone, it doesn't. It doesn't know whether it's flying over water or land, does it?
No.
Yeah.
Not really on the Phantoms, no. But I think on the Mavericks, yes, I think they do.
Oh, really?
The only thing being, I suppose, is it knows its height above its GPS position will tell it what height it is.
Yeah.
In relation to the land around it. So I suppose if it's over water and you've got 6 foot of swell, the effective distance could vary, I suppose. Yeah. The effective height, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see how that could confuse it, maybe being over the water, thinking about it on that, but it's the height rather than its position. Yeah.
I don't know. I have the Mavic Mini, and when I get down near the water, it actually goes nope, and it goes back up.
Yeah. The Phantom does the same thing too. When it gets down there, it'll bump back up, and then.
Yeah, it's like it knows.
Yeah.
It doesn't like water.
It doesn't like mountains, I'll tell you that. It does not like the mountains.
There. That was the truck coming at the drone just before it broke.
Is it top of a playhouse?
Yeah, we're using the roof of a playhouse ramp.
Good idea.
Spin around.
There's like some use out of the playhouse.
Well, the kids don't play with it, so thanks for the ramp.
God, that is coming out nice.
So
Don't speak too soon. Colonel Sanders is back.
Did you go check on the chicken?
I learned my lesson of flying a drone last year in the mountains.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It everything you did not want to happen happened to me. I lost everything: video feed, transmission feeds, satellite feed, GPS feed. Everything just went wrong.
Wow.
So it ended up in an 85-foot tree. So yeah, that was a nightmare getting it out.
While I was at GCM Racing, I picked up something from my scale garage. And this is what I picked up.
Nice.
The jacks.
Nice. Yeah.
Jacks. From Dixie
Well, I got the gray one. It's pretty cool the way they packaged it because everything is in pieces. And this is the gray one.
Is it an actual working one as well? Like this RC 4-wheel drive one? Does it actually work?
This one does not. You set it the height and you lock
whatever
it.
you want. Yeah.
This one is not motorized. This is about a $75 kit in the US. About that's where you get it for about $75 US.
You get it from Dixieland? Yeah, Dixieland RC. That's
yeah, Dixieland RC.
Yeah, Cody, he's a real good guy.
And this is the DC 3500 model. Gray. So that should be cool in my scale garage. I'm building.
I don't got room for a scale garage.
I don't either, but I'm going to try to make room. It's going to be foldable, so I'll just put it away when I don't need it and unfold it when I need it. So
yeah, kind of like a pop garage.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like a pop-up, yeah.
Some of the latest crawlers, quite a few of the ones I unboxed down at JJ Customs, quite a few of the latest crawlers have got the inside of the box is the scale garage.
Yeah, like element.
Take it apart and it looks pretty good on some of them. Yeah. I'm just wondering, the California has just announced that we are under for the whole of California has got to been ordered with stay at home, shelter at home on there, and they've got a picture of San Francisco car. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's what I mean. The Enduro box, yeah, that's yeah.
Put this one together yet.
And what I was thinking, I've seen there's a picture, and it's of the street completely empty in California, in San Francisco, and I'm thinking, my God, the one time you have got in your life to recreate the chase from Bullet. I mean, like, how much trouble could I get in?
Yeah. And the cop holds you over, just start coughing, you know. Are you sure you want my license?
Yeah. Spray my face with water before I start, so I'm looking like I'm sweating.
Yeah.
But I looked at it and I was thinking, oh God, they just wanted to do the Bullet thing. But you know, like, can you imagine if you have the police come along? You're trying to do what? We're not going to arrest you because nobody back at the station is going to believe us.
Doing a private tour from RC
84.
RC 84 films. There's his tank.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a big ass tank.
It's a big ass tank. Yeah.
See you later, AZ Froggies, mate. Have a good sleep, mate.
Thanks for dropping in, AZ Froggy.
I would like a tank. There's a place on over in the East Coast, and there's one somewhere here, I believe, in California, where they've got an entire like scale village done out like it's World War II, and you take the tanks around at weekends and battle against.
Yeah, I know there's one in the UK. I didn't know there's one here.
Are those real bullets?
There's two, Sean. There's and they on the tanks when they battle against each other. My friend was explaining it to me, and there's a system you can get to fit to the tank.
Mm-hmm. Both of these do that.
I don't know about that, but it looks like that.
Yeah, and the LED shocks it, and he said so that when you're hit by the fire from another tank, it's as though it's in proportion to the original tank that you were shot by. So
Yeah.
if there's like a if there's like a World War II Panzer tank blast at something else, then it pretty much demolishes it. But if it's like a Sherman tank firing back at a Panzer tank, it's a lot less on it. So the shots it hits and fires with are in proportion to what the original tanks were, if that makes sense to everyone.
That action figure's got a big turret, mate. You couldn't have put that in the better spot, would you?
No.
He's having a ride. Having a ride.
Oh man, that's funny,
Yeah.
Chris. That's funny, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Fireboat.
Yeah, fireboat. Hadn't took that out in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got the fireboat. Wow, that's massive, that thing.
That's what
Yeah.
she said.
Yeah, well, that's what the action figure said too.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
That's the one that RC Sparks had, didn't he?
Yeah, he had one.
Huh.
Coca RC. That's been a while. I haven't seen that bottle. RC Coke.
Yeah. You can still buy these things.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, they're about $900 to buy here.
They have enough on me.
Everything's more expensive in Australia.
Ah, it's ridiculous.
Even Jack.
Cool. Now, of course, everybody needs this in your RC room right here.
Ah, there you
Fridge
go.
drink, microwave.
A drink and a microwave. You're all set. You can do popcorn and drink and watch RC talk.
That's it.
Mm.
Yeah.
RC Cola, Axiomatic. It's actually suitable for the hobby we're in.
Yeah. That's why I put it up there.
Cool. Thanks for the tour.
Yeah, no problem.
Cool. So it's
give you a hug.
11:30, so we're going to shut it down, but we're going to stay here after for a little bit for the after-hour show, which is just for us to that people are visiting in here. And I will put a link in the chat if anybody wants to jump in real quick and chat with us offline. You're more than welcome. So here's the link. If you want to jump in, go right ahead, and we'll do a round table to say bye to people. So we'll start with Brad. Go ahead, Brad.
Can you hear me?
A little bit.
Bye, everybody. I should talk maybe a little more, but I didn't think.
Yeah, I heard bye everybody, and then I lost you.
yeah,
That's
hi everybody. Sorry we couldn't talk about Tamiya's tonight. We're good.
That's
I
what
know
No,
what you said.
I didn't say bias. I didn't say the bias.
Arctic White.
Yeah.
Arctic White, yeah. John Martin.
Good time, good talk. You know, I was doing a lot more tinkering than adding into anything here tonight.
That's all good. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. And we're going to go with Sean's RC Adventure.
Hey everybody, thanks for taking the time to stop in, talk with me. Thanks very much for having me. And JM, thanks for wearing a proper hat too. You know.
Yes, yes. And it's green for the Irish.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You know.
Yeah, Irish Day, it really got passed by, eh? Like
I know. Yeah, it was my body.
Yeah, no.
My body was in shock. My body was like, Sean, do you realize it's St. Patrick's Day? You have
Yeah.
no alcohol in your system. It's like, what's going on?
Crazy. RC84 Films, your turn.
Thanks for having me. I know I tuned in a little late here, but thanks for having me, and make sure you like the video.
Thank you very much. Scottzilla.
Thanks for having me, Frank. It was fun. I'm beat, but I showed up. I made it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Green Cloud RC.
Appreciate the invite, Tank, and thanks for the close-up look at the SCX10 III. Looks pretty cool.
Cool. Thank you very much. Trail Critter RC.
Thanks for the invite, Tank, and everyone stay safe out there and have fun RCing.
Thank you. Richie.
Thought for the day, Sean. You know it's been a good St. Patrick's Day when you can't remember any of it.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank people.
That's it.
True.
Hi, bye, Alvin. We're
That's what
leaving, mate.
that's what I tell everyone. Only amateurs take off St. Patrick's Day. It's a day after St. Patrick's Day you need to take off because that's when you have the hangover.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true. Jack from Epic RC
Yep.
Video Production.
Thank you very much for having me. And guys in the chat, have a good weekend. Stay safe. Don't cough on anyone or don't let them cough on you. Devil horns.
Cool. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys, for
Alvin.
jumping in. Appreciate your support. And don't forget to leave a thumbs up on your way out. And if you'd like to see something or talk about something, leave it a comment below, and we'll try to cover it next week on our Sea Talk. Have yourself a good night, and thank you very much.